Hey, Eliza,
Yeah?
I have a question for you.
What is it? I can answer anything.
Do you know what mental health is?
What is it?
Well, you have your physical health, so you can get sick sometimes. You catch a cold or the flu, or you might break an arm.
Yeah.
And you have your spiritual health, where some people, they like going to church or praying or meditating. That's very important too, right?
Yeah.
So after our spiritual health, something that we don't often talk about is our mental health.
Mental.
Yeah, our brain is something that's very important that we need to take care of. That's why it's important to sometimes calm down during your really busy day, right?
Yeah.
Just to take a breather and to think about what's going on, huh?
Okay, everyone never be busy. Just be calm.
Can we do that, please?
Yeah.
That would be very helpful. Sometimes people have things that are wrong in their brain that make them a little sick, and it affects their mental health.
Oh.
Yeah. And they can't help it. But it's very normal. It's like if someone was sick with a chronic illness,
Or the flu.
or the flu, but sometimes it doesn't go away. Yeah.
That's really unhealthy. Everyone try not to get that.
That would be very helpful if everyone could keep their mental health very stable and healthy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. But fortunately, we live in a world where there are doctors and therapists and medication and counselors that can help people with their mental health if they get to a point where they can't help themselves.
Oh. Mental health is really good for us, right?
To take care of our mental health, it is very good for us. What are some things you think you do to take care of your mental health?
Well, sometimes I like to just have quiet time. That way I'm not all busy, and it helps mental health.
Yeah, I noticed that. A lot of time you come home from school and you want some quiet time in your room first before we talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very healthy and that's very normal. I get like that sometimes too when I'm around a lot of people. I just want some quiet time by myself.
Yeah.
What's another thing you can do to take care of your mental health?
Well, maybe we can just maybe in the first place, instead of being busy, just calm and calm.
That would be so nice if everyone could just be calm all the time, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be good to try and relieve some stress if someone's really stressed out, huh?
Yeah.
Like you like running. Does that help you calm down?
Well, actually, after I run, it gets me really tired, and when I'm tired, I really calm down.
Yeah. Well, I hope you know that I'm going to help you stay focused on your mental health the same way I help you take care of your body, and the same way I help you take care of your spiritual side too. Because it's important, right?
Yeah.
And you can always talk to me if you're feeling stressed out, right?
Yeah.
You know something else?
What?
I love you.
I love you too.
Welcome to the Get in My Head podcast. I am your host, S.M. Holland, but you can call me Shyla or Shy for short. I am the author of the ongoing Get in My Head series, which is a YA series focusing on teens who struggle with mental illness. If you're curious about that, go ahead and find me on Amazon. This is another one of those mental health podcasts. I feel it's important to continue the conversation surrounding mental health, mental illness, and trying to end the stigma. I'm going to be interviewing all kinds of people for this podcast, which I'm super excited about. We don't discriminate in this podcast. It doesn't matter what your religion, creed, race, or nationality is. I want to talk to you. If your religion or culture has helped you with your mental illness, I want to hear about it. Also, if you're a nurse, a therapist, or currently work in the mental health profession, I want to talk to you too. What's it like working in that field, and what kind of mental toll does it take on you? As well as family members. If you live with someone or know someone that you're really close to that struggles with a mental illness, your story is important too. I think sometimes those of us who struggle with mental illness forget about all the people on the outside who are also suffering and struggling in their own little ways because of us. It's not something that we purposely do. It's just sometimes as a sufferer with mental illness, it's easy to stay inwardly focused on yourself because you have so much going on inside that often we forget about those on the outside, our spouses, our partners, the nurses or the doctors that are helping us work through our struggles. So I want to talk to those guys too. Also, if you yourself struggle with your mental health in any way, shape, or form, diagnosed or not, or have a mental illness, I want to talk to you and hear your story. I want to state that I may or may not understand or agree with all the guests I have on this podcast, but I do believe that their stories are still valid and important. And I feel like in order for us to be able to expand our worldview and helping end the stigma surrounding mental illness, we need to stop and listen to others. You don't have to agree or relate to someone in order to appreciate the strengths in the midst of their struggles. That being said, if something in your culture or religion plays an intricate role in helping you get through the struggles of your mental illness, I want to hear about it. One thing I do want to state, hate speech will not be tolerated in this podcast at all. This is a judgment-free zone. So if you run across a podcast that you don't like or you don't agree with or that might offend you in some other way, I would just like to encourage you to kindly skip over it and move on to the next one, or maybe find another mental health podcast that better suits you and your needs. No one will be offended in any way, shape, or form. I know we all have our own tolerance of things that we can handle, and that's okay. You need to take care of you in the best way you see fit. I want to take a minute to talk a little about myself before I wrap up this quick little intro podcast. I myself have been previously diagnosed with ADHD, CPTSD, and rapid cycling bipolar. A lot of acronyms in there. It's one of those things that sometimes it's really hard to admit, especially to close circles of families and friends. There are some humans out there that just don't get it, and including some of my family members who see certain mental illnesses as an excuse or will use a diagnosis as part of a joke. And I just want to say mental illness is not a joke, something I and millions of people live with every single day. For me personally, it's important for me to talk about it because I want to be a part of the movement that helps create a world where in the future there's no more stigma surrounding mental illness. So for when my kids grow up and become adults, they can be more free to talk about their struggles without the fear of being judged, which is why I'm starting this podcast. I'm excited for y'all to be starting this journey with me and to be moving forward one story at a time. I want to note that on my website, smholland.com, there is a hotline tab where you can find resources and helplines and help websites and emails for if you are struggling or if you know a friend that is struggling, you can find someone to reach out to and talk to on there. Also, if you have a helpful website or hotline for the country you live in, please message me on Twitter at shy_Holland. That's at shy_Holland. Or you can email me the information, author.smholland@gmail.com. That would be greatly appreciated. I want to let you guys know I love you so much, and I am blown away by the amount of kindness and love and support that I have already been getting for months and months and months before this podcast has even been uploaded onto the interwebs. I really appreciate it. It's been really encouraging. I just want to let you guys know that you are loved and that your life has value and your story is important. So if you feel like you have a story and you want to share it and you need to be heard, go ahead and contact me on either Twitter or through the email I listed previously. Until next time.